All right, so today we are going to be finding the area of figures by decomposing them into rectangles. Does anyone know what it means to decompose something? I see Michaela, go ahead. What does it mean to decompose?
To take apart.
Very good. So these figures on your paper today, those we can decompose to find the area. So we'll take a look at number 1, and I believe on your paper it is already done for you. So if you take a look at mine up on the screen here, it is not decomposed. So what we did for the example is we just, we split it to make 2 smaller figures. So the one rectangle going up and down here, if we were to now find the area of this one, we would have 3 by 4 to make 12. Okay, to make 12, and then we would have this smaller rectangle, a 2 by 2 to make 4. So then if I were to add those together, we would get a total of 16 square centimeters. Okay, any questions on how we decomposed that figure? I see Tilly.
On our paper, you put square units, not centimeters.
Did I put, okay.
Yeah, you put,
we can make it square units instead of centimeters.
okay.
So those of you that are joining us, again, we are working on 6-8 math today. We are going to decompose these figures into smaller rectangles to find the area. So we just went over the example on your page number 1. So Tilly did point out that on the example, we did say square units. So however you want to label that, square units, square centimeters, that is fine with me. Okay, let's take a look at number 2. Can everybody see number 2 on their paper? Okay, so how can we decompose that figure or break it into smaller rectangles? Yeah, I see Ronan's hand is up. Hey,
You
Ronan.
break off the 3, the line.
Okay, break off the 3. So can you hold up your paper to show everybody how you did that? Awesome. So I'll see if I can do exactly what he did there. So it looks like he just broke this off. So then he had a row that was 1 by 3.
1 by 3.
Then he had another rectangle. Oh, sorry, I forgot to mute you there. He had another rectangle that was 2 by 4. Good. Did anyone have a different way that they decomposed that figure? I see Aubrey.
You could break it off right. You could break it off right here on the green line.
Oh, good. Yes. So what she did is instead of that way, she just made it one long rectangle here. Is that right, Aubrey?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So either way, we should be able to find the same area. So I'm just going to do Ronan's. So our smaller rectangle here would have an area of 3 square units. And this larger rectangle would have a area of 8 square units. So then to find the area of that entire figure, we're just going to add those together. So we have 3 plus 8. And who found our answer? I see Owen, I think. Owen, what did you find? You have to
I found 11.
very good. Awesome. Everybody agree? 11 square units? Okay, perfect. So 11 square units. Awesome job. Okay, so I just want to check in with Aubrey. Aubrey, did you find the same even though you decomposed them differently?
Yes.
Yes, awesome. Okay, any questions before we move on? Okay. Let's take a look at number 3. All right, so looking at number 3, and remember there are different ways to decompose. So what you do might be different than what somebody else does. Okay, any ideas? Anyone want to share? I see Tilly. All right, Tilly, what did you do?
I decomposed it by 3 ways.
Okay, into 3
Yeah.
ways?
Like this.
Oh, perfect. Okay, good idea. So she did here and here. Good, so she had 3 different figures. Anybody have something different? Okay, I see Owen. Go ahead, Owen.
I decomposed like the bottom part.
Okay, good, the bottom. So instead of 3 different ways, he did the 2. So he had a larger rectangle and a smaller rectangle. Good. Bailey, I see Bailey's hands up. Okay, how did you decompose this figure, Bailey?
I split it kind of like right in the middle.
Right in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay. So the most important thing that we want to make sure that we're doing is when we decompose these, make sure that we're making rectangular figures or squares so that when we can count all of those smaller squares to find the area. Okay, so I'm going to keep mine like this, the way that Owen decomposed his figure. And let's count to find the area. So this smaller rectangle here is a 2 by 3. The larger rectangle is a 3 by 5 here. Okay, so to find the area, multiply length times width. So I would have 15 and 6. So if you have found the area, raise your hand and I will check. Okay, I see Ryan. Go ahead, Ryan.
21.
Very good. 21 square units. Awesome. Okay, just to check in with Tilly because she did hers, it decomposed it differently. Tilly, did you find the same area?
Yes, I found the same area of 21.
Very good. Nice job. Any questions on that one? Okay. We'll check in with Mr. Hilton here.
Drawing here.
Come on.
Hey, do you want to come back and do a drawing? All right, come on back. So she's coming back. I haven't done a drawing with you guys yet, have I?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what I do is I have my handy dandy fish bowl here, and we are drawing for movie passes, because at some point, kids, we're going to be back at it, and we're going to be in the movie theater, I promise you. And there's an expiration date on this, but they told me don't worry about it, so I'm just crossing that out. And so I'm drawing 2 movie passes today. And if everybody shows up on these class meetings, then I draw a 3rd movie pass, but it doesn't look like we have everybody today. So encourage your friends to get on. And so if we get 100% participation, I'll draw at least 3. So I got 2 movie passes we're drawing for today. Great job attending. I like hearing you guys working hard on your math here today. So it gives me pleasure because I hate this exposure just as much as you guys do. I didn't get into education to sit here and not see my kids every day. So know that I sure miss you guys.
Now we're
So here
starting.
goes Miss Dion. All right, Michaela, you're the first.
Woo!
I don't know if that's showing up backwards to you guys or not. It's backwards on my view.
No, it's
Nope,
right.
it's
way.
right.
Okay, good.
Awesome.
All right, here we go. Here's number 2. Aubrey.
Woo! Nice job, girls. All right.
Congratulations, Aubrey. So
Congratulations.
congratulations, and I'll send you a movie pass. I'll write you a little card. So I'll be looking in the mail. You'll get some mail coming your way. Does that sound good?
Yes.
All right. Thank you guys. It was great seeing you guys. I'm going to get back to some things that I'm working on here today.
2
It was
girls.
super good seeing you guys. Miss you guys.
Miss you.
All right. Keep reading. Keep working hard, okay?
Thanks, Mr. Hilton.
Okay.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Sweet, yeah. You're a boy, man.
That was cool.
All right. Nice job, ladies. And I'll make sure that the next time he hops on again so that we can do some more drawings. So thanks to Mr. Hilton. All right. So number 3, any questions on number 3? Can we move on? Okay, let's take a look at number 4. So go ahead and decompose that figure. And remember, there is more than one way that we can decompose this figure. All right, I see Aubrey. Aubrey, would you like to share how you decomposed your figure?
Yes.
Okay.
I decomposed it kind of right by the middle.
Okay, perfect. So just like this. Okay, nice. Awesome. Thank you. Bailey, how did you decompose your figure?
I split it right. I can't.
Oh,
really
okay,
split it.
yep, I see. Right.
Yeah.
In here instead. Awesome. All right, this way. Awesome. Okay, good. I see Tilly might have one more way. All right, go ahead, Tilly.
I decomposed it by 3 ways, and each of them are 6.
Perfect. Good idea. So she did 3 different options.
You
And
did make your lines darker, girl.
for 6. Awesome. Tilly, is there a reason why you did it that way?
No, I just did it for fun since I saw it.
Okay. All right. So go ahead. However you decomposed it, go ahead and find the area, please. So maybe I'll just stick with Tilly's way this time because she said that each one was 6. So we have 6, 6, and 6. Okay, if you have found the area, go ahead and raise your hand and I will call on you. All right. Jack, would you like to share?
No.
No, okay, I saw a thumbs up, so. Let's see, Bailey. All right, Bailey, what did you find?
18.
Very good, 18 square units, awesome. Okay, good, any questions? All right, let's move on to number 5. Okay, so we'll take a look at number 5. Go ahead and decompose that figure. All right, Ronan, would you like to share? Okay, perfect. Looks like we had a smaller square and a rectangle. Awesome. Okay, good. Aubrey, did you have something different?
Yes. I was gonna put mine like at the bottom kind of, but there's gonna be like 4 squares at the bottom and then the line on the top.
Oh, okay, just like this. A
Mhm.
rectangle. Okay, perfect. Awesome. Tilly.
I split it in 3 ways again, so each of them are equal, so they are all 4.
Awesome. Okay, so again, she did 3 different ways. So she had 3 squares, it looks like, so that they were all the same. Good. So I think I'll just go back to this original one. Okay, so the rectangle looks like a 2 by 4. And the square here was a 2 by 2. So we'd have 8 and 4. What do we find for the area? Anybody? Ryan, what did you find for the area?
12.
Very good. 12 square units. Awesome. Okay. Any questions on how we found that one? Okay, so just remember when we decompose, we're just looking to break these figures into rectangles or squares. Then we can find the area of each individual figure that we found and add. All right, the last one looks like it was another example already done for us. Any questions? Okay, so that ends our lesson today, but I will go over the homework and remembering page if you want to get those out. Oh no, sorry, bear with me for a minute here. Okay, so this is our homework page. So again, you are just going to decompose each figure into rectangles, then find the area of the figure. Okay, so these ones are much larger than the ones that we were practicing. But again, I would just recommend that you decompose them into rectangles or into squares. And one thing, a more efficient way is to do less decomposing than more, because the more that we decompose the figure, like the less chance of our addition that we won't be making mistakes on our addition. So I would say the fewer figures that you can make, the best, if that makes sense. That way you're lessening your chances of any addition errors. So again, just decompose each figure into rectangles, find the area. Make sure your answers are labeled with square units. Any questions? Okay, let's take a look at the remembering side. So number one, it looks like you are going to make a proof drawing and subtract numerically, show your ungroupings. So remember, when we are doing subtraction and we do a proof drawing, we are only drawing a place value drawing for the larger number. So remember our place value drawings. For 235, I have 2 big boxes, I have 3 10s and 5 1s. If we are subtracting 72, so then just show your ungroupings here, and then your numerical method, you're just setting it up how we would regularly. Okay. So it looks like, right, we can take 2 of our 1s from 5 here, and we're left with 3. But we do not have enough 10s, so we need to borrow from our hundreds to make more 10s. So if I took 100 10s, that would give me 10 10 sticks to make. So now we can take 7 10s from 13. And we should be left with 6 and 1 left. So that is our proof drawing with the numerical method. Don't forget your label. Any questions on that? That's the only one where you need a proof drawing and numerical method. Okay, number 2, it says write the first step question and answer, then solve the problem. So remember, the first step is usually in the first or second sentences. So you need a question for the first set of information there. Okay, so Dominic puts his cars in 6 rows with 5 in each row. So we need a question for that first set of information. And then solve for the second step. Any questions on that one? That's review from earlier this year. So just a first step question, answer, and then solve both steps. Okay, number 3, if you do have your centimeter dot paper to draw, that's fine. It was crossed out if you didn't have it, but if you do have it, you can use that. You need to draw all possible rectangles with a perimeter of 12 centimeters and sides whose lengths are whole numbers. Label the lengths of the 2 adjacent sides of the rectangle. So this is what we did last week. So we have rectangles with the perimeter of 12 centimeters. So our strategy last week was we took half of the perimeter to find our adjacent side lengths. So if our perimeter is 12, half of 12 would be 6. So we're thinking of 2 numbers that when we add together make 6 for the adjacent side lengths. And then you're finding your area. Any questions on that? That was from last week's homework. Okay. And then stretch your thinking is extra if you want to challenge yourself. She decomposes that figure into 4 rectangles and 1 square. Draw the lines to show how she decomposed the figure, then find the area. All right, any questions before we sign off here? All right, well, thank you all for joining today. Happy Earth Day, by the way. Hope you can get out and enjoy some sunshine. And next week,